Next human ancestor was Homo habilis. It was having a height of around 4.5 to 5 feet. It has a bipedal gait. Bipedal gait means usually the apes or the monkeys, they can use all the four limbs for walking, but bipedal gait means only two limbs have been used to stand or to walk. So its cranial cavity was about 735 cc. The capacity of cranial cavity, that is was around 735 cc. It means brain was slightly larger than that of the Australopithecus. It had a human-like body and ape-like head. So the body was like human being and the head was like the apes. It was capable of making tools of stone. So this Homo habilis were quite capable of making these tools of stone, like pointed tools of the stones they used to make, and they used to make use of this to kill the animals or to remove the skin of the animals that they are going to eat. They used to dig the soil to get the underground plant products to eat. Its stance was slightly more erect than that of the Australopithecus. So it was standing a little straight or more erect than that of this Australopithecus. Now we are going to go for Homo erectus. Homo erectus was around 5.5 feet tall. Its pelvis was more bowl shaped. Pelvis means the bone or just above the thigh, we are going to get a joint between the trunk and the hind limbs. So it's going to have a bowl-like structure. It was like this. Acetabulum was placed more. This acetabulum was placed a little inward so that more and more straight-legged stand, that is, straight posture can be achieved by just because the acetabulums were been placed toward the inner side. Foot was arched to support the body weight. If you are going to see our foot, it's not entirely flat. At the center, we are going to get a arched structure. So this curvy structure is going to help us to stand straight, or is going to provide extra support to our body weight. Besides that, the foot lost the grasping ability. So the foot, although it has been arched so that the whole weight of the body can be supported by this, but it has lost the grasping ability. So in case of monkeys, we can see when they are going to move in the air, or they are going to move from one branch to another branch, they are going to hold the twigs or the branches of the plants with the hind limbs also and the tail also. So their grasping ability of this foot has been present in them. But in case of this Homo erectus, this grasping ability was been lost by the foot. Hands has perfected the precision grip for holding the things. If our hands are going to have the fingers in the same plane, then it's not we are not going to get a very good grip of the things. But because we do have all this four fingers in one plane and this finger is in the different plane, so it's going to help us to hold the things tightly. So this is called as precision grip. Had a low sloping forehead. Low sloping forehead means the forehead was not straight, rather it was sloping. And thick eyebrows, massive but less pronounced lower jaw. So the lower jaw was very thick, and it was pronounced, means it was very thick, and it was a little toward the outer side. Size of the cranial cavity was around 750 to 1100 cc. Homo sapiens or Homo sapiens neanderthalensis. So we can also call it as a Neanderthal man. The forehead was low and slanting. Eyebrow ridges were heavy. That means the eyebrow ridges were been found a little outside than that of the eyes. The lower jaw was with strong jaw muscles and it was not having any chin. So more or less with heavy jaws and without the chin, the face was prognathous. The capacity of the cranial cavity was about 1300 to 1600. So here we can write the range between 1300 to 1600 cc, or we can write average of 1450 cc. They were short statured and they were short height, around 1.5 to 1.66 meters in height. They had semi-erect stooping posture. So they were walking a little. They were walking a little, bending. The whole body was not in a straight condition, or it was semi-erect means it was a little stooping posture was been there. Next comes Homo sapiens fossilis, which is otherwise called as the Cro-Magnon man. Its height was 1.8 meter. It has perfect erect posture, completely straight posture was been there. Body was less hairy. So the previous type of this races of human beings were having a little means more hair in the body, but here it was the body was not hairy. The chin was prominent and the nose was narrow and elevated. The chin was pointed, or it was been present, or it was very distinct, and the nose was narrow and elevated. So we do have pointed nose as compared to the our ancestors. So this narrow and elevated larger nose were been found in case of Homo sapiens fossilis. Head was large with broad and flat forehead. So broad means broad and flat forehead was been present, and prominent supraorbital ridges were also been present. So Prognathes face, the face was a little pointed toward the outer side, and the cranial capacity was 1650 cc. Now we are going to learn about Homo sapiens sapiens, which is otherwise called as the modern man. It was having complete erect posture, arms were shorter than the legs, cranial capacity was around 1300 to 1600 cc, which is an average of 1450 cc. Intelligent, logical, developed speech for communication. So they have developed a logical speech for their communication because they were intelligent. Forehead was more straight with slight eyebrow ridges and prominent chin. Prominent chin was been there. Eyebrow ridges were not very heavy, and forehead was straight. They learned to cultivate plants and domesticated animals of economic importance. So they were more or less more advanced because they they have learnt the method of cultivation. So they can grow the crop plants. They also domesticated the animals which were bearing some economic importance to them. Thank you.